Hello everyone, welcome to a new video today. This is not a process video, this one is a flip through. It starts right here. This is my 2019 trip to Denver, and as you can see, I have something else in here. This is my 2018 trip to Denver. So luckily I was able to fit two albums actually in this one binder, which is great. So I'll start here. Most of these layouts have process videos, not all of them, but a lot of them. So some of these will look familiar. So my opening page here, added some fun chipboard and acrylic pieces. And this was when I arrived. I had a meeting immediately pretty much upon getting off the plane. So I had to do it online. And so this is just telling about that experience and having to sit in a restaurant for a while rather than going straight into town. And then this is just a copy of my ticket that allowed me to use buses and trains as much as I wanted. It's totally mobile now, which is awesome. So you download it, you just show your phone. This is a layout featuring photos from Union Station. I was there on November 4th, so they were just putting up their holiday decorations. And these are just some transportation photos. There's a free mall ride along the 16th Street Mall that I use when I'm there because it gets me pretty much from Union Station all the way up near the Art Museum for free. So why not do it? So this, I took a screenshot here. This shows the route, which I thought was fun. And then I did actually get off a little bit ahead of where I needed to because I wanted to just grab a quick shot of the Capitol. And from there, then I went on to the Central Library because, like I said, not only did I have a meeting, but I had to do work. This was not a total vacation, so I still had things I had to get done. So I decided to go into the library because there would be plenty of outlets and Wi-Fi, so it would make it very easy to work. And then these are just some shots from the outside of the library. I love it. It's one of my favorite places in Denver, so I wanted to make sure I showcase that. And one thing that's actually interesting about this layout is this is not how it originally looked. If you watch the process video, I had to change it. Originally, it was all on one page and it had a flip, but I realized I miscalculated how my other layouts were going to work out. So I had to make this into 2 pages in order to get this to be 2 pages. So, you know, things happen, and I adjusted and it works fine. So these are photos from the hostel where I stayed. I like staying in hostels when I travel alone because they're usually a lot cheaper than a hotel, and I don't need anything fancy. I'm hardly in my room. I'm out in the city doing stuff, out and about. So this works fine for what I need. So I just did some fun puffy stickers here. Chose a card that would match those. Brought out the color that was over here and called this one good. It didn't need a lot. So then I went out to dinner, and originally I was supposed to meet up with some people, but they had a family emergency happen when I was there, unfortunately. So that did not work, and so I didn't get to see my friends. I was a little sad about that, but I decided I'm going to go out to dinner anyway, and I found a place called the Fainting Goat that was just a few blocks from where I was staying, and it was wonderful. So I wanted to make sure that I scrapped those photos, and I have a photo flip here too to get in my journaling about what I had. I used some fun wood veneer and stickers as well. And then this was on my way back. I stayed very close to the museum. So the museum lit up at night. This is a little like plaza building area that was directly across from my hostel. And you can't see it, but part of what's in the bottom level is the coffee shop that I went to the next day. And I did a layout about that, so you'll get to see it. And then this was a layout. I did not do a process video for this one because it came together super fast. I did this layout because I found a Prince mural when I was there, and living in the Minneapolis area, Prince is a big deal. Even though he passed away, still a big deal. So it kind of caught me off guard to see this next to some random building in Denver. So I took a picture and I talked about that experience. And then this was back at my hostel. I just wanted to showcase it a little bit more because this is one of the biggest hostel rooms I've ever had. It was great, especially by myself because I didn't have to share it with anybody. And then there's a little history here about the hostel itself. So I printed most of that out from their website and then just made that little card. And then journaling on the back about the fact that since my work was done by that point, I decided to just lay in bed in the hostel and watch The King. Love me some Timothée Chalamet, so definitely wanted to spotlight that too. And then here's that coffee place. So this is, you can kind of tell it's the same building here from the side, but that's what it looks like in the daytime, and it was lovely. I loved how they decorated on the inside, and the food was good. The coffee was wonderful. It's my new favorite place. Then it was on to the art museum, which was the whole reason for the trip. I was there to see the Monet exhibit because it was the only city in the United States that was getting that exhibit. So if I wanted to see it, I had to go to Denver. Not a hardship for me since I go there a lot. But I wanted to highlight where it is located just for someone who might not be familiar. So I did a screenshot there pointing it out. And then just the fronts of the building, some different things to look at there, and a fun acrylic piece. I think that one's from Bramble Fox. And then my ticket for the Monet exhibit wasn't until 11:30, and the museum opens, it was either 9:30 or 10 that day, I can't remember. But I wanted to get there right when it opened so I could see some other things if they looked interesting. And I did happen to find this exhibit called The Light Show. And it was all about how artists use light, or their pieces reflect light. And I found it very interesting. So I'm glad that I took the time to go in there, and I used some fun embellishments here to highlight this photo because it was so lovely. And then this is one I did not do a process video for, I know, because I didn't want to do a whole lot with it. The pictures are so busy, and each one of these little squares contains something different. So I just wanted to kind of let the pictures speak for themselves. So there's that one. I did add some of these vellum stars, which were fun. And this was on to another section of the exhibit, very different things like candelabras, chandeliers, that kind of thing. So it was quite interesting to see all the different ways that artists interpreted light. And then I loved this acrylic. This I know is from Bramble Fox. When I got that, it came as like a freebie. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with that, and it worked perfectly for this. And this one also I did not do a process video for kind of the same reason. I just wanted the photos to be the focus, and I didn't have a ton to say, and so I just made it work. And this particular style of page protector is hard for me to use, so I'm actually quite pleased that I was able to do two layouts that came out nicely. This was a second exhibit that I found that I wanted to see before the Monet started. So I have that. It's Treasures British Art. And here I didn't journal a whole lot because, again, I wanted the pictures to speak for themselves. They don't need a ton of embellishment. They don't need a lot said about them. I did choose to include this, though, because this was an info thing that was against the wall. And I thought that gives a pretty good explanation of the fact that this is British art, and, you know, portraits were a big deal, and what were they including. And so I figured that was appropriate. Now it was on to the Monet exhibit, which was my whole reason for going, and it was fantastic. So I just have some shots here, including the receipts that I paid for my ticket. I love it that it even shows I bought it October 14th, and my time slot was actually November 5th at 11:30. So I love that it shows all of that information. And then I did a lovely pocket here with some sparkly sequins, which I love, and I used a bookmark too that I bought in the gift shop. And so that's what I chose to do with the other side. I had a black and white photo that I took from the exhibit, and that worked well because these colors can be somewhat hard to match. So I figured black and white was pretty safe. On this side, I just wanted to include my actual ticket. I did keep it. And then here was a big sort of graphic print that they did on the wall here, specific to the exhibit. And then similarly to the other two, the British and the Light Show, I didn't want to write a whole lot. I wanted to showcase the pictures. So that's what I've done here. I did also do another shot where it included some info, so then I didn't have to journal that by hand because it was already there. And all of these items are chipboard here, and then I put one epoxy pennant there. And I love this layout just because I'm not a Winter fan, but his paintings are gorgeous, and I wanted to really highlight those. So I added some bling here to match the gold in the frames, and really just some phrases, enamel dots, and that's it. It didn't need much else. And then I think, oh, two more full layouts of the photos or the paintings from the exhibit. So here are some more. I just used some puffy foil stickers that I had. I think these are from Citrus Twist. Little phrase label and a sticker, and then I found a quote that they had used in the exhibit, and I didn't like the way they had it, so I actually just took those words and made my own card out of it using the Project Life app. And then this is the last full layout of Monet, and it's purple, which I love. I love purple. So again, I took a shot of some info so I would not have to write that. It can just be read on its own. I included several different types of paintings that he did. I had actually never seen a circular frame around one of his works, so that was quite interesting. And then these again are from Citrus Twist, I believe. These big, beautiful words here, shiny gold foil. And I did have to obviously cut this one in order to fit in those pockets, but it worked out well. And then here's the last page, the closing page, which actually features a photo flip. There we go, showing that I was on my way to the airport. I have a little bit of journaling here, and then I just did a puffy sticker of the train and a little pennant with some stamping on this flag here, just to show that I was leaving downtown Denver and going to the airport. So there, that is my Denver album, and here you can see this is what it looks like, that I fit 2 years in there, and I had already fixed the label so it would say both years. So this one is well and truly done. Thanks for staying with me while I finish this album.